Yes. So here we are going to begin the workshop now. So you're going to be, I am Priyadarshini. I'm basically an engineering graduate, and currently I am being a full-time mom and full-time phonics educator. Okay. So next few minutes, you are going to be with me and you're going to learn more about phonics, right? Okay. So when I said that I'm going to conduct a phonics workshop, what the most repeated question that I got is, what are you going to teach in this workshop? Okay, so basically what we are going to learn in this particular workshop, I'm going to give it to you in bullet points. What are they? Here they are. So what is phonics? How do children actually learn to read and write with phonics? And in spite of learning phonics, why are some children not able to read and write without any spelling mistakes and with correct pronunciation? Not everybody are capable of reading correct pronunciation, right? Why are we not able to achieve that? We are going to see even that. Okay, and will phonics be a solution for all these problems? Okay, so that is what we are going to see today. And in the end, there is some fun activity which is going to trigger all the parts of our brain and make it work in a better way. Okay, so we are going to also see some brain boosting activities. Yes? Yes? So far, am I clear? Yeah, show me thumbs up. You can always show me thumbs up. Yes, good, great. Okay, so what is basically phonics? You hear these terms everywhere, every now and then, right? So there are letters. We have 26 letters, right? There are letters and there are 44 sounds. How to interconnect this letter and sound, and how to learn to read and write with this letters and sounds. This relationship is exactly what phonics is. So why is it important? Okay, so as I told, we are going to understand how letters and sounds are interconnected, and then okay, you can put your thumbs down. Your shoulders might pain. Okay, so how will a child be able to write or read without memorizing the spellings? Okay, without, the child is not going to memorize spellings at all. When he or she has done phonics, he or she is not going to memorize the spellings at all. Write this word for 5 times, write this word for 10 times. No, put a full stop to that. Okay, he or she will automatically be able to decode the sounds in the word, and then what? Get the sound in the brain and write it with clearly with hands. They are not going to memorize at all. That is the very, very important advantage of phonics. Okay, okay, this, when the child knows the 44 sounds, and when the child knows how to write them, they are going to read early. Okay, they are going to read. Give me 1 minute. Some people are messaging like they are not able to join. 1 minute. Okay, so yeah, so the child is going to read early. What will happen when the child reads? He or she is going to gain more knowledge. Yes, when he or she is able to read a book, read a story, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? They are going to travel to another world, right? They are going to travel to that world. So if at all we are reading Harry Potter, we don't want the movie to show what happens. the visual automatically, we'll be able to visualize what we are reading, and we will be able to live in an imaginary world. Yes? Yes. So that is what is the benefit is. So, and one thing that we have to keep in mind is the interest of the child. Okay, the interest of the child is the most important thing. You cannot force anything to a child. The child has to be interested. Okay, you can try, and as a parent we cannot give up so easily. We can try once, twice, and even thrice, and only after that we are going to give it up. Okay, so the interest of the child matters, and we have to teach them, we have to try to teach them at least thrice before giving up phonics. Okay, so you can take up on multiple times. So if at all you're starting at 10 and the child is not interested, you can engage the child in some other activity and get back to phonics again at 11, right? So that's what I'm telling. A food, you have to restrict a food before, you have to try 9 times, and then if it is not agreeing with the child, only then we stop a particular food. Similarly, phonics should at least be tried thrice in a day, and before stopping to teach it. Okay. Okay, so we'll move forward. What is the right age to start? The right age to start phonics would be 3. Okay, so at 3, when the baby or a child is 3, what we have to do? We have to teach only one particular sound in a week. Okay, if you take, for example, the first sound, what we have to do? We have to first teach the sound, and then the letter formation, a story, a song. You have to associate every possible thing to that particular sound. Only then it's going to stay there. Okay, only then it is going to stay there. So for the whole week we are going to take only one particular sound, and we are going to teach the same thing with the story, song, and everything. And we have to make it multisensory. What is multisensory? We have 5 sense organs, right? So the baby is going to, or the child is going to see the letter, feel the letter. You can make Play-Doh. You can make, using the Play-Doh, you can make the shape of the letter, and then he or she is going to hear the sound. Use all the senses, touch, smell, everything, something. So if you're going to talk about apple, you have to make the child feel apple. So in that way, a child never ever forgets a sound. Okay. Yes. So why is this particular symbol in here? Give me a minute. Okay, so now I told you that at 3 the child is ready to learn sounds. When will the child be ready to write the same sounds? When, see this thing, right? C, a standing line, and then inverted C. This is the universal writing readiness concept. Okay, so when the child is able to trace in this C, and then a standing line, and then a C again, inverted C. When the child is able to do this particular tracing, then he or she is ready for writing. Okay, when it comes to writing, I would not suggest 4 ruled line at all, 4 lines at all. These 4 lines, you can expect the child to write in between these 4 lines only at the age of 5. Before that, please don't go for 4 lines. Okay, what I would suggest is, if the child has to write C, so what he or she has to do, you have this symbol, right? So you can do something like this, and anywhere inside this symbol it's acceptable. This is acceptable. This is also acceptable. Okay, definitely acceptable. Anywhere inside this shape is definitely acceptable. Please do not follow 4 lines. Their fingers would not be developed to handle 4 lines. So that is why I suggest freehand writing like this. Okay, so if you have to teach them A, draw something like this. they can write inside this. Okay, they can write inside this, not in 4 lines. Okay, am I making sense? Children always love to scribble instead of writing on the line. Tracing will not help at all. No tracing until 5. At least I would not recommend tracing. Writing like this will do more good than tracing. Okay, and the ground rule is stop teaching phonics before the child is asking you to stop. When they are interested, you stop. That's all for today, son or daughter. That's all for today, Kanna. We are going to stop the class. They'll be more than happy to hear that from you instead of learning more and more. Okay, so 20 minutes is enough for phonics in a day. Definitely 20 minutes is more than enough. Okay, can we move forward? Can I see thumbs up? Shubhamangala, come on, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yay! Okay. Okay. So when I say phonics, we are going to do 5 things. It is not just about sounds. It's definitely not just about sounds. Okay. There we are going to focus on 5 important things. First is obviously the sound. So if at all I'm going to teach the sound, okay, of the first sound is going to be S, and the symbol for that sound is letter S. So when we teach the sound, you also has to teach the letter formation. Each letter has an action. You have to teach that. Okay, you have to go, your hand has to be like this. If it is like this, you will not get S, you will get something else. The curve changes and mirror imaging happens. Okay, they will not write S like this, they will write S like this. How many of you in this workshop have faced mirror imaging problems? He is writing 9 instead of P. Yes, that is purely because of this. The child is sitting opposite to you. So your hand has to be like this. Okay, only then they will be able to see in a correct way. Okay. So when you say S, it has to come like this. Okay, they are seeing the mirror image. Okay, and when you are teaching B, why is letter formation very, very important? Because the source of the letter, the starting of the letter is very, very important. B and D is most commonly mirror written letters. Okay, so if you come to B, it is going to be a standing line, go back and then curve. Okay, and if it is going to be D, a curve, then go up and come down. This is going to be D. So you have to say every time the child writes those letters, you have to say. This is not a mandatory workshop for kids. So if the kids want to run away, please feel free to send them away. Okay, I can see certain irritation in the kids' face. This workshop is mainly for mothers. So even if the video is off, no problem. If the kids want to run away, they can run away. Okay. So I'm going to tell you something. If the meeting is ending, please log in again using the same ID, details that I have given you. Okay. So what are we going to do? A standing line, go back and then curve. That is going to be B, and a curve, then go up and come down. That is going to be D. Okay, so the origin of the letter, the place where the letter starts, that is very, very important. Please keep it in mind. So if you are going to teach that, then definitely no mirror imaging problem will occur. Okay, and up to 6 years, mirror imaging is very, very common. If you keep the pen in front of you like this, okay, close one eye and see the pen. It has to be in center, and close your other eye and see in the other. Close the one eye that was open already and then see in the other eye. The center of the pen should not change. If it is changing, then the eyes are not coordinated properly. Okay, that coordination happens only at 6. So until then, mirror imaging is absolutely fine. Please don't be worried. Okay. Okay. So we have finished sound. We have finished letter formation. Next comes blending. What is blending? Now, for example, I'm going to take the word sat. Sat. Okay. So the first sound here in this word is s. Sat. Three sounds put together is going to be one word. So if you are going to put the sounds together, that is going to help you in reading. Okay. And if you are splitting up the sound, now when you hear the sound sat, okay, you have to know that, you have to identify that there are three sounds in this. Only then you will be able to write down the same word. Okay. So blending, putting together is important for reading, and separating them is important for writing. Okay. So 4 steps are over, and the 5th step. What is the 5th step? That's going to be tricky words. Okay. So what are tricky words? Will all the words in English language come under phonics? No. There are some stubborn words that are not going to follow phonics. Okay. So those words are called as tricky words. Okay. Are we good to go? Can I move on to the next slide? I will take up all the doubts in the end of the session. Let me finish. Don't worry that you're all in mute. I did not want any disturbance. That's why I have muted. In the end, I'll take up any queries if you have. Okay. So moving forward. Okay. Now, like I said, 1 minute. Drink water if you all have it next to you. Okay. Like I said, all the words are made up of sounds. Okay. Now let's take these 4 words over here. B, a, t, bat. Okay. We have 3 sounds in here. F, e, sh. 3 sounds again, but 4 letters. Only 3 sounds, but we have 4 letters. Okay. I'll explain why and what. Okay. Next word. N, I, t. N is 1 sound, I is 1 sound, and t is 1 sound. 3 sounds, but 5 letters in the word. Okay. Now, finally, o, n, e, k. 6 sounds in the word phonics. Okay, there are 6 sounds in the word phonics, but how many letters do we have? 7. Okay. All the words are made up of sounds. Okay. Now, according to Jolly Phonics, and even I recommend the same, we follow a certain order in teaching the sounds to children. Okay. Why do we teach at in instead of ABC? That is an important question. Okay. Now let's take ABC. A, B, C, D, E, F. 6 letters. Okay. How many words are we able to form with these 6 letters? Very, very minimum. Okay, we will not be able to cross more than 3 or 4. But at the same time, if we take is, a, p, e, n, okay, we will be able to follow. We will be able to make at least 10 to 12 words. Sat, tip, pin, nip, tin. Okay, at, pit. So many words. So the child will start learning more number of words. Early learning. Okay. When you teach in the first week and a in the second week, you should immediately start blending. A, sa, a is as. Immediately you should start blending. No, you should not wait for completion of all the 6 sounds or all the 42 sounds. No, you should immediately, when 1 sound is there, you cannot blend with anything. When 2 sound is there, immediately start blending. This, a, sa, and the reverse. A is as. When you start in the 3rd week, is a, sat, a is as, a is as, sa, is this. You have to, there there need not be any meaning, but you have to put n number of combinations and start blending. Okay. So likewise, we group 6 letters into one group and 7 groups we have totally, okay, to cover all the 42 sounds. Okay, moving forward. Okay, when 2 letters, I told, right, fish, 4 letters are there, but only 3 sounds. Okay, when 2 letters come together and produce the same sound, they are called as digraphs. Okay, AI says A, OA says O, CH says Ch, SH says Sh, E, Sh. Am I making sense? Yes. Okay. So, yes, like I said, the letter combinations O, okay, they make 2 sounds. Oo and oo. Okay, oo as in cook, book, look. Okay, oo as in moon, spoon, food. Yes, 2 letters coming together to make one sound is called digraphs. Okay, okay. Going forward, 3 letters coming together to make one sound is called a trigraph. Trigraph, 3 letters. E-A-R says ear. Ear, the earth. 5 letters are there, but only 2 sounds. Ear, the earth. Okay. A-I-R says air. Ch, air, chair. 5 letters, but again only 2 sounds. Okay, moving forward. Okay, now let's see one group in detail. Okay, the first group is going to be this a, cha, pa, e, n, right? As promised. Now let's see the blending of certain words with these 6 letters. Okay. Okay, so for the first word is going to be, why should you use your arm? You are going to keep each sound for each joint over here in your hand, and then you're going to blend it. Okay. After, sat, eat, it. You not see the word? Pa, after, pat, ta, apple, tap, pa, pan. Nip. You remember in Tamil, how do we learn? How do we read? We read eluttu kuti padipom illaya. We have 234 letters and each sound has one particular letter. But in English, it is not like that. We only have 26 letters. So we have to combine the sounds. You cannot eluttu kuti padikka mudiyadhu. Sound kuti padikkanum. That is what we exactly do. That is what we exactly do in phonics. Okay, you have to combine the sounds. Yes, so this is one particular chart that I love. Okay, the vowels in one in the row and the consonants in the column. Okay, you can make this chart and then can give it as a reading practice. Ba, B and A put together. Ba, be, bi, bo, ba. Ka, se, si, so, si, ko, ka. Da, de, di, dot, da. Go ahead up to Z. You will get all the combinations like exactly like how you have it in Tamil language or Hindi language. Yes. So to get all the sounds, you have to know these combinations. This is going to be very, very helpful, especially in spellings for children. Nothing but the consonants in one